Watching Movies and TV. I'm your host, Movie and TV Mistress, and welcome to 2020, or as I'm calling this month, Jeffuary, because everyone's changing the name of January, so I figured I should get on board with that, and I should do some reviews of some Jeff films, like I did last year. Last year at some point I did a series of films which happened to have somebody called Jeff or Jeffrey in them. Okay, so Jeffuary. The first movie of this month is going to be a double Jeff film, and that is Transylvania 65000, apparently inspired by the Glenn Miller song of the same name.
Transylvania.
Where is that?
It's over there someplace. Isn't what it used to be.
Did you see Dracula? Yeah, when it first came out.
Now the Wolfman's getting electrolysis.
I can go to the beach now.
The vampire's getting lonely.
Tell me you want me too.
And Dr. Frankenstein is getting crazier.
Good. Everything hurts.
Jeff Goldblum, Ed Begley Jr.
Hi, ladies.
For a good time. Call
Transylvania 65000.
Rated PG.
Now playing. Consult your local newspaper for show times.
So, what Jefferies do we have in store for you? Well, we have Jeff Goldblum and we have Jeffery Jones. And just to add a bit of weirdness to it, we've got Gina Davis, Ed Begley Jr., Michael Richards, who played Kramer in Seinfeld, and Joseph Bologna and Carol Kane. And if you've never heard of this movie, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's kind of known. It's just one of those films that you've heard of, but nobody I know has ever watched it the whole way through because it's weird. And I sat through it multiple times over Christmas because Pluto TV seems to be showing this on a loop. So, what's it about? So, the movie starts with some found footage that, well, it's probably better than the found footage in Blair Witch Project. Because who wants to see somebody just stand in a corner? Why is that scary? And also, ew. So we have some found footage of a guy being attacked by supposedly Frankenstein's monster. And Jeff Goldblum is playing a journalist in New York who is sent by his editor along with Ed Begley Jr., who happens to be the son of somebody who works on the paper. Who cares? Ed Begley Jr. Yes, the same guy that was in Get Crazy at New Year's Eve. He's in this too.
It's garbage!
Okay.
Sorry.
So, they are sent off to Transylvania to find out. And of course, well, Transylvania has a bad,
Rep.
Yes, that's the word. Bad rep. It has a bad rep because of all the horror films and horror stories ever told that seem to be based in Transylvania.
Boom! Scary!
Seem to be based in Transylvania. So, Jeff Goldblum's like, I don't know why we're here. And Ed Begley's like, we'll try and find out. And then there's some random misadventures involving Ed Begley trying to get in and out of a mental asylum. The mayor meeting them, played by Jeffrey Jones, and also being the owner of the hotel they're staying at, whose bellboy is Kramer, just doing Kramer shtick. Because that's all that guy can do, is Kramer shtick. There is a butler who is a hunch, supposedly, and there is a maid, played by Carol Kane, who is his lover / hunchback lady, and they just call everybody Master, because...
Master! Master!
Yes, because let's play up to that thing.
Master!
Then we have the mad scientist himself, and this is a scene that I'd always seen when I was a kid.
They make fun of my father. My father was a great scientist. He was a great man. He devoted his whole life to trying to cure the common cold by injecting foreign viruses. And instead of being honored for that, he's remembered as the man who brought herpes to Sicily. Don't worry, Papa. My work will clear the name of Malavacqua forever. Rudyardi! Where's Rudyardi?
I do not know.
I don't know either.
I tell you two to keep an eye on him, and he's not scaring the hell out of everybody.
It's difficult working two jobs.
Sure. It's more important, defeating those pigs upstairs. How dare they turn this magnificent castle into a haven to titillate tourists? I hate it. You hate it what? I hate it a lot. You hate it a lot what?
You hate a lot, Master.
I hate it a lot, Master. That's better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome what?
You're welcome, Master.
Shut up, you two! You matrimonial masochists! You found each other, but you can't find anybody else! What the hell are you laughing at? The joke is out of you, you stupid! Get to work! This place is a mess to clean up! Wash up, clean the floors! I gotta work! Where's my notes? I gotta get my notes!
Opie, Radu, please, don't work so hard. Sit down, take a rest. This is your coffee break. Sit down, please. Relax. Go ahead. That's nice, that's nice. Would you like some espresso? Okay.
Oh, what are you crazy? Oh, what the hell are you doing? Get up when there's so much work to do. You sit down on the job. What are you taking me for, sucker?
So we have Joseph Bologna playing the mad scientist, right? Now he's only ever mad.
It's alive! It's alive!
Now he's only ever mad or crazy, whatever you want to call it. He's always only ever the mad scientist when he's in his lab. As soon as he's through the doorway, he's perfectly fine. His hair goes back to normal and he looks, normal. But as soon as he's in the lab, he goes mental. And it's actually quite well done. Joseph Bologna does a great job. He's very funny. And you've got the Wolfman, you've got Frankenstein's monster, you've got the creature, you've got a vampire, supposedly played by Gina Davis, wearing very, very, very little. And she's not flirting with Jeff Goldblum or Jeffrey Jones. No, she's all over Ed Begley Jr. And can someone, please, somewhere out there, explain to me, why would anyone find Ed Begley Jr. attractive? I mean, I'm going all the way back to Disney and the Kurt Russell movies he did with Kurt Russell back in, the day, like the computer wore tennis shoes. At no point in my... I mean, I fancied some weird people in my day. I have fancied... let me see. I'm going to name 3 weird ones for you. Chris Barry from Red Dwarf. Martin Short at one point. And Rick Moranis. 2 Canadians and an English guy. Yeah, and everyone fancies Ryan Reynolds and Michael D. Fox, so those 2 are okay, but the other ones are a bit odd. But I can't help it. And I did have a thing for Mark Hamill at one stage. But Ed Begley Jr., not, in my opinion, attractive. And yet he ends up in movies as love interests for some sexy women, supposedly. Like when he was in She-Devil and he had both, Roseanne Barr, low bar. And then you have Meryl Streep. What is it about him? We all know what it is about Jeff Goldblum. Because he's Jeff Goldblum. And everyone likes that jazzy Jeff Goldblum. Anyway, on with the story, shall we? So, they have to figure this out. Jeff Goldblum's hitting on a single mum. There's a random scene with a kid that belongs to a single mum who goes missing and then is saved by Frankenstein's monster. And the town wants the monsters hidden from sight. There's a doctor who runs the mental institute who knows that Joseph Bologna, the crazy scientist, is, well, crazy. And everything about it, there is some great bits in this film. But it isn't Young Frankenstein. It comes close with that scene in the lab of Joseph Bologna, and that could have worked even in Young Frankenstein. That would have been good. But this film just misses the mark every so often. And I feel like I don't understand what Jeff Goldblum finds attractive about the single mum. She's annoying, and when she turns up, she doesn't even like him. You can tell she doesn't like him, but it's this weird, I don't get it. And anyway, so we get a random ending that just seems to pop up out of nowhere. Because all of a sudden the film's like, oh, we've been going too long, we need to stop now. End. So, just as they're about to burn somebody at the stake, well, we know who they're going to burn. They finally sort of explain what. So Jeff Goldblum and Ed Begley Jr. somewhere along the lines that none of us have actually seen, because they don't show you that. Just somewhere along the line, they figure out that actually none of the monsters are monsters, and they explain them all away. Now, as you do, but at no point do you see them figure this out. At no point do you find them figure out that the Wolfman is just a guy who has the hairy condition that makes you all hairy, that is referred to as, and was actually a thing that happened to a lot of blokes back in the day when they'd end up in freak shows as Wolf Boy. They just had super long hair growing all over their body, all over their face, so of course they look like wolf. Yeah, makes sense. Then we have the Mummy. Okay, so I'll come to the Mummy last. Let's go through all of them. There's the Hunchbacks. They're not Hunchbacks. They lied. They just like to walk like they're Hunchbacks because master. And then you've got Frankenstein's monster, a guy who was involved in a massive car crash, and they tried to fix him, and Joseph Bologna does a great job of trying to fix him, doing some surgery and stuff, but, you know, there's some bolts in the neck, you know, You've got the creature from the Black Lagoon. I can't remember what that one was, but there is something about that. But the funniest one to me, after finding out that Gina Davis, who we all know is quite a good looker, and has always been a good looker, and very tall, is not a vampire. She just wants to be noticed. And apparently all that she's had done is a nose job. Ends up with Ed Begley Jr. Sure, why not? But the funniest one, in my opinion, just because I find it strange that that was the joke, is that the Mummy used to be a daddy. It's a man who's had a sex change operation, so of course he's been wrapped up in bandages and now he's a woman. So it's funny by then standards, but it's weird because by today's standards, we all know you don't get wrapped up completely head to toe in bandages. No one does that. Except unless you're Darkman. The movie is a hodgepodge. It doesn't make sense. It jumps around a bit like my vlogs do on my brain. It has some funny moments and it has some funny ideas, but the reason it's probably not being so well known and isn't as successful as Young Frankenstein is it just feels a bit messy. And as I know this is a Jeffrey Jones and Jeff Goldblum movie, but there really isn't enough of them in this one. I was expecting when I saw their names in the credits, you know, Jeff Goldblum's on the cover, woohoo, Jeff Goldblum. But there's not enough of the craziness of Jeff Goldblum and the craziness of Jeffrey Jones in this film. There's way too much Ed Begley, and Joseph Bologna is just brilliant. But what would you like to say, Dark Critic?
Jeffrey Jones. Enough said.
Anywho, I don't know what that means, but we'll move on. So, I'm planning to do some more Jeffrey movies this month. I just don't know which order they're going to go in. So
how about Jeffrey Hunter?
Okay, can you name a movie?
King of Kings! King of Kings.
Is this a good film or a bad film?
Yeah, and he was in the original Star Trek pilot. What's not to like?
Was he Pike?
Yes.
Okay, King of Kings. Is this a good film or a bad film?
No, it's a great film. Hello? Blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus.
Okay, I'm gonna point out to you something, okay? Thank you for the suggestion, Dark Critic.
Okay.
But what do I say at the start of every video? Welcome to the wonderful world
Yeah,
of
I'm sorry. It's your show.
dodgy movies and TV. Is it dodgy?
It's dodgy in so much as Jesus is apparently American and blue-eyed and blonde hair. It's a little weird.
Okay. It is it long?
Yes. It's an epic.
I don't think I can sit for
No.
an epic. Could we watch another Jeffrey Hunter film, maybe?
We could watch The Cage.
You're meaning the Star Trek episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a no then.
Maybe I could? I don't know. This is a weird conversation I'm now having with the Dark Critic, everyone. I apologise.
Sorry.
I did have some ideas in mind for Jeffrey films, so just have to tune in as they come out. So, thanks for watching. My thoughts on Transylvania 65000? No. Just no.
No?
I don't.
Right, no?
I don't recommend it. I watched it out of pure curiosity and boredom. Yes, curiosity to begin with, and then boredom, because I was like, I've now started to watch this, and I've got it in my head that I'm going to do Jeffuary, because why not?
Because vegans.
Because if the vegans can have veganary or whatever.
Vegans.
Then I can have Jeffuary and, there's Movember and stuff. Sure, why not? Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you all for subscribing and tuning in. Please share the videos and comment down below. I have been appreciative of all the comments I've had. And I do try and reply to every comment I get. So tune in next week for another Jeff film, and we'll figure it out together what we're doing this month, and maybe I will review an episode of the original Star Trek series called The Cage, because
Jeffrey Hunter.
Sure, Jeffrey Hunter. Anyway, remember to hit the subscribe button over here. When you hit that subscribe button, there will be a tinkly bell down here that you can hit, and it will notify you when I upload. Because I'm not uploading to a schedule again, because I got seriously hungover after New Year's. I mean, I don't know how many cocktails I had during that video, but boy was I pissed. Anyway, comment down below like I said, or on my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or on my website. All links are in the description below. And thank you for watching, and hopefully the Dark Critic might give you a bit more of a opinion in my next vlog. Who knows?
Maybe.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye!